Number 1 says, what percentage of 40 is 8? So basically, this is a repeat question, right? So 8 over 40 times 100%. So 8 into itself 1 time, 8 into 45, 5 into itself 1 time, 5 into this 20. So that would have been P, which is 20%. As I was saying, guys, 2/3 is to the minus 2. It's not just 2/3 to the 2. Alright, so it's actually to the minus 2. So technically, so the minus means it's 1 over, right? It's like a double fraction, so that'll be 2 over 3. So long story short, this must be squared. So technically, it will end up with 3 over 2 squared, which is 9 over 4. So that would have been, let's see 9 over 4 there. Alright, so that would have been D. Can't find my cursor. Now let's move on to number 3. Now this is one of the triplet, right? So 17 times 17, this should give us 289, and then 15 times 15, 225. Find the square root, that gives you 64. So the square root of 64 would be 8. As I said, this is one of the triplet. We should know these out of our head. So when you see them in an exam, you don't have to, we don't have to work out now. We just must start 8. The square root of 191 lies between, no, it cannot be between 11 and this, right? Because if you multiply 13 by 13, that's 169. That's the highest number, 169. So it can't be. So it has to be this, 13 and 14. Because 14 times 14, think of 196. They work that out on Monday. So I think that maybe get. Alright. Let's move on to number 5. Don't make that one a chicken, guys. 99 times 101 has the same value as, can be this, right? Because 99 times 100 plus 1, that won't give it a. This worse because this is times. You get a really large number. Can't be this either, because if you have 99 times 100 and you have a minus 1, that's like saying you multiply 98. So this one now would have been T. 99 times 100 plus 99 times 1. Alright, let's move on. There are 40 students in a class. This is a repeat from we started, right? Every time I put the right side of the mouse. This is one of the repeat ones that we did. There are 40 students in a class. Girls make up 60% of the class. 25% of the girls wear glasses. How many girls in the class wear glasses? So we need to figure out the fraction, which is 60%. So if 60% of them are girls, we'll find out how many girls in total. So 60% of 40. That works out to 24. So in all, they have 24 girls. And of these 24, 25% are wearing glasses. So we just times that by 24. And we know that is a quarter. 4 into that goes 6 times. So that would have been A. Number 7 says if the number in A is equal to M, and the number of subsets A can be expressed as. Alright, so M represents the total number of subsets, meaning, like for example, if you have 3 elements, how many subsets you can get from this? Now the formula says that must be 2 to the number of sets, the total number of sets. So this should have been 2 to the 3. So M, I'm going to replace the number. So it's going to be 2 to the M. We don't know what M is, but whatever number it is, number of elements are going to equal to 2 raised to that power. So if a 7 elements are 2 raised to the 7th, and you multiply it out. Which of the following statement describe the set of integers greater than -3 but less than 6? Alright, that one is kind of tedious, but long story short, we can eliminate these two because guess what? These have the equal sign on them, right? So it's between these two. And for this one is less than or equal to, so this has to be A. Can I use the elimination process for those? Let's move on to 9. Which of the following, Which of the following, how were they? Pairs, P-A-R. Which of the following pairs of set is an example of a disjoint set? Now, a disjoint set is when no elements are common to both sets. So even and odd, that's definitely. A number cannot be even and odd. We learned that from primary school, right? Let's move on to number 10. It says, given that A is equal to 1, 3, 6, 8, 9, 12, 15, and B is equal to 6, 9, and 12, which of the following statement is true? B contains A intersect B is an empty set, A and B are disjoint set, B is the complement of A. All right, so we can eliminate 2. It's not a disjoint set and it's not an empty set. So we can eliminate those 2 right away, right? Because we clearly see that 12 is here. Yeah, at least one element common, 9. All right, so B is the complement of A. So no, that's not true. So it has to be this, A. B contains A. Well, so I suppose we really know A contains B. Yeah. All right, so back over to you guys. Number 11. Yeah. Then we can get everything in our frame and we can get them over. I have to do it one more time. I see if we can match up that, guys, and then we move on. Number 11 says, the 30 students in teacher's May's class have either a dog or a cat, or none of the two. So it's either them have a dog or a cat or 0. All right, all the students who have a cat also have a dog. If the number of persons that have a cat is equal to 12, and the number of persons that have a dog is 16, which of the following Venn diagram below correctly represents this information? So remember what I say, guys. It says either them have a cat or a dog or none. So that means it can be a disjointed set. Previously, they would say each person will have a cat, have a dog, and so on. So that will be disjointed. This could have represented. So 2 neither have a cat nor a dog, right? So you say either have a cat or a dog or none. None of the 2. So that 2 persons. Every time I keep pressing the right side instead of the left side. All right, so in the following Venn diagrams, in the region A intersect B complement, right? So A intersect B complement, this actually means not in B. All right, so we'll look for A. All right, and of course, because of intersection, that would have been B. Let me see option D. Okay, these are the other way around. These are A complement intersect B. So that would have been our answer, B. Number 13 says, if Eastern Caribbean $2.50 is equivalent to US $1, then $20 Eastern Caribbean in US dollars is, so we know that $1 US everybody love, is equal to $2.50 Eastern Caribbean. So if we have $20 Eastern Caribbean, how much US that will be? So basically we can make this be X. So it will be X times 2.5 equal to 20 times 1. And of course, do the opposite, which is divide by 2.5. So when we divide, that is about 2, 2.5 and 2.55, 4 times. All right, so that would have been 8. So that would have been 8 US dollar. Makes sense, right? Because the US dollar is supposed to be smaller. So it's either the $5 or the $8. Couldn't be $5 though. All right, let's move on to 14. The simple interest on $600 for T years at 5% per annum is $120. The value of T is, so basically, they're saying that the simple interest, the simple interest is P times T times R over 100. But here with the trick to it. They gave us the simple interest as 120, so it will be 120. Principal would have been 600. The rate is 5, and we don't know what T is, so we multiply by T over 100. Now what they want us to do, make T the subject. So we're going to take the inverse of this, which is times. So it's going to be 120 times 100 equal to 600 times 5. And of course, we do the opposite, which is divide. So it will be 600 multiplied by 5. So that's what T is equal to. Of course, that would have been A, let me see, 120 times 100, 100 times, yeah. The order might change around, but it's the same thing. Number 15 says, given that y varies directly as x, the same thing again. Y varies directly as x and y is equal to 19 when x equal 152. Which of the following equation represent the relationship between x and y? So we know, so they must say y varies directly to x. And of course, we're going to have some constant k. So in this case, y will be 19. I try to find the k. Y at 19 varies to k. And of course, that's our 152. X will be 152. Oh, then this one, how would I get x? So that would be this. 19 over 152. That would be x. And this goes 8 times, so 1 8. All right, this will be correct because if you try to find y, it'll be 1 8 times x, right? All right, so let's move on to number 16. A man's annual salary is 45,000. His tax-free allowance says total 13,000. He has to pay a tax of 20% on his taxable income. The tax payable is, so tax-free mean that he's not gonna pay 13,000 of his pay. He's not paying a tax on that, right? Companies do that attract people. So all you're gonna pay the 20% one is the balance. So make a subtract. So that 13,000 here is tax free, no tax on that. Nobody likes paying tax, so yeah. 3 from that leave 2, 1 from that leave 3. So 32,000, that's what you're gonna pay the tax on. So it's gonna be 20% of the 32,000. We know that 20% is the same as dividing by 5. So 5 into this goes 6 times. So we're not have to go no further. That would have been B. Because we get this 6, right? No other one have 6. Multiple choice now, guys. You know, have to spend the whole day. Once you see the answer, Based on the time factor, you can, push. All right, a man pays 60 cents for every 200 mg of gas used, plus a fixed charge of $13.75. How much does he pay when he uses 55,000 mg of gas? So all we need to know how much 200 is in this, right? So this would have been 2 into that, 2 times 2 into that, the remainder 1, 2 into 15, 7, remainder 1, so that's 5. So that would have been 275. But remember, they say it charges 60 cents for every 2M3. So you have 275 2M3, but they charge 60 cents. So we could just multiply this by the 60 cents. Forget the amount, 0. All right, 6, 5, 30. 6, 7, 42, and 3, 45. 45. 6, 2 is 12, and that's 16. So 2 decimal places, right? Because a 0.6 we multiply by. So that means a 1, so that's a 165. So we have 165. But they say there's a fixed charge. Fixed charge means it now go change. That's the exact amount we have to add. So we add $13.75 to get the grand total. So these are the only 175. So this will be the answer. 3 and 5, 8, 6 and 1, 7. Yeah. All right. Number 18 says a car presently valued at 12,000 depreciate at a rate of 10% per annum. What will be the value of the car after 1 year? So if the car depreciate, it means that the value will go down, right? So that means after 1 year, if it depreciate by 10%, the new value of the car will be 90% because it's no longer valued at 100%. That's what depreciation means. It take down the value. So all we have to do, find 90% of the new, well, not new, but the 12,000 to get the new value. So this cancel this, this cancel this. 9 times 12 hours. All right, we could multiply 2. 900,900,92 is 18. 2 of them have 8 here, so we have a problem. All right, 9 ones 9 and 1 10. All right, so that'll be A. 10,800. Makes sense, right? Because if you find 10% of 12,000, that's going to be 1,200. And if you subtract the 1,200, I know that's how you guys like to do it, but it don't matter. I the same answer. Number 19 says a dinner at a restaurant was advertised at $60 plus 18% tax. The total bill for this dinner was, so if you have 18% tax, it means that it's going to increase by 18%. We can find 18% of the total, which is the $60. All right, so this cancel this. 10, 10, 10, 10. Whoa. I'm going to use 2. So these are 5. These are 9. 9, 6 is 54 over 5. So 5 into 54 goes 10 times. I mean that 4 over 5. 4 over 5 is the same thing as 0.8. So an additional $10. I will go on upon the 60. So that was $70.80. Yeah. So that would have been B. Let's move on to number 20. A store offers a discount of 10% to customers who spend more than $20. If a customer total bill is $80, what will be the actual pay? What will he actually pay? So that means he qualify for the 10%, right? Because if you spend more than 20, you qualify. He spend 80, so you qualify. So discount mean the price are reduced. So two way we can either find 10% of it. I think probably that would be easier. 10% of a number is very easy to find. So 10% of 80 This cancel, this cancel this. So this is what? 8. Yeah. So 10% means 10 I make it up, right? Alright, so that's at $8. But remember, it a reduce. So if the total value was $80, we subtract and we get 72. So that's what the customer will pay after the discount, $72. Very nice one, let you know. So we could see if we can shut up 21. I think we stop at 24. So I reach 24 to go back over to you guys. Alright, 4 over 5x plus 2 over 5x. Now, both of them have the same denominator, right? So once it have the same denominator, we're gonna keep the denominator. So this would have been 5x, and of course we have 4, because 5x into 5x will give 1, right? And of course this would be 2, 1 times this. So that's 6 over 5x. We're gonna keep the same denominator because they are the same. So that would have been A.
Sir,
Alright.
sir,
Yeah man,
instead
go
of
ahead.
putting it go down, we could not just add go across 4 plus 2
Yeah,
equals 6 and then keep the bottom number.
yeah man, that's it. Same thing.
Okay.
Alright, mommy, take care. Yeah. Alright, if m asterisk n is equal to m3 minus n square, right? So technically, we know, so m are going to be the first one. That's at 5. So m equal 5 and n equal 2. And this is almost what? Square root m? Not square root. Cube m. So that's 5 cube minus 2 square. So 5, 5, 25. That's 125. 2 2 is 4. That's what? 121. 11 times 11. 121. Yeah, so that would have been 11. See what I'm smart? Then put this. Students might actually fall for that. Yeah. So it's actually 21, 11 after we find the square root of 121. Right, let's move on to 23. Given, oh, shoot. When I reach so fast. Given that 3 bracket x minus 1 minus 2 bracket x minus 1 is equal to 7, the value of x is, so we could expand the bracket first. So it's going to be 3x minus 1 minus 2x minus 1, and that must equal to 7. 3 times x, 3 times 1 minus 3, negative times that negative 2x, and negative times a negative positive. Could group the like terms first. So we have 3x minus 2x minus 3 plus 2. Remember, whatever sign is in front of it, that's the one you have to keep. So this would give you 1x. Now we have minus 3 and plus 2. The minus 3 is bigger, so that's minus 1 equals 7. We do the opposite of minus 1, which is to add 1. So 7 plus 1, x is equal to 8. I can trick people, you know. Some people might say 7. If you don't careful with the sign, you end up with positive 1. You're going to get either 6 or some foolishness. All right, let's look at 24, and then we can go down to the last. Go down to the next page. All right. See that one for time, if you know, guys. So we have minus. So we have minus 2q minus 3q. Okay. So negative times negative, that's positive. So that will give you positive 2q minus 3q. The 3 is bigger, so it's going to be minus 1q. Of course, they didn't put the 1, but yeah, should have been C. There's so many guys. Multiple choice then can bring. If Cxc not lazy, 60 multiple choice not hard to set. I guess what? I've done it, guys. I said 60 multiple choice in no time. So if them not lazy, you know it go already, guys. Them can come with a lot of different questions. I just because them lazy. Or because I'm always set some messed up paper too, then kind of just say, all right, I'm then go on with the multiple choice. But make sure you get the full understanding. All right, so it says x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 2. Then the value of x squared plus 3y divided by xy. So x is 4, y is 2, and of course we have x squared plus 3y over xy. So x should have been 4 squared plus 3y, which is 3 times 2. And then we have x being 4 times 2. 4, 4, 16. 3, 2, 6. 4, 2 is 8. Add first. That will be 22 over 8. How many groups of 22? We get 2. That's 16. Leave 6 over 8. Of course, that's not there. So they basically reduce this by dividing by 2. 26 says if P over 5 is equal to 20, then P, we are solving for P. So we have to take the opposite of this, which is divide. So we times by 5. So P is equal to 20 times 5. That's D. We go on to 27. Item 27 refer to the following vectors. P is equal to 3, 7. Q is equal to negative 2, 5. The vector P minus Q represented by. Alright, so I'm going to put things in perspective. I'm just write about this. So we have P minus Q. Now P is 3, 7 minus 2 and then 5. We have 3 minus minus because you have to do the extra terms them together, and then 7 minus 5. This become a plus, so this is what 5, and this 2. 7 minus 5 would be 2. So that's 5, 2. That's C. So long as a clean man, clean like always. Alright, 28 refers to the following diagram of a parallelogram in which EF is parallel to HG, EH is parallel to FG, EF equal K, and EH equal M, expressed in terms of K and M, which is EG. Alright, so the one from E to G, I could drop in the rest. You know, so this parallel, so these are basically going in the same direction. From E to G, which route you want it? I'm going to check that route here. From EF, I will know everything, you know, plus FG. We're going with the arrow, right? For all of them. So that means it would have been EG is equal to K plus M. So that's the first option, which is A. Let's move on to 29. 29 says if 5 bracket xy is equal to 4, this is a repeat one, right? We did this one recently in the first paper. So we have 5xy, and that must equal to 4, 10, 20. So we're going to expand because of one bracket. 5 times x, 5x, 5 times y, 5y. Top one equal to the top, base equal to base. 4 times 10, 40. 4 times 20, 80. So we put solve for x. 5x equal to 40. We divide both sides by 5. So x is equal to 8. For the next side now, 5y equal to 80. It doubles, so y equal 16. Let me see the option. Oh,
B, sir.
yeah. Guys, sometimes brain tired, like, alright. 30 now. Item 30 refer to the following matrices, A and B. Alright, so this said the matrices product is, so we have to go multiply, guys. A row by column, right? So is this row by this column. So 1 times 3, that's 3. 3 times 2, 6. Negative 3 times 0, 0. Top one work out to 9. Oh, our problem. 9. Alright, so it's between A and D. Make we work out the next one. So 3 times 3, that's 9. Alright, 3 is 9. 0 times that hour. No, but this and this are the same. And that one if you work out, because them they have the same thing. Hold on there, guys. So both of them have the 9. So that's a 9. The position here it'll be by column. Alright, so 1 times yeah, over here, so different. You understand? Alright, so 1 times 0. I'll put it down here. So 1 0 0. 3 times 1, 3. Negative 3 times 5 minus 15. So that work out to negative 12. So that means A. Because them here are the same. It makes sense to work out them here. You understand, guys? That now gonna make a difference. And just one different. So we work out that one there. Alright. Eh?
Let me show you you do it again. You said 3 times 1.
Hold on. No, let me do something better than that. Hold on. Why something not be like this? I don't understand that. Hold on there, guys. So basically, we know it's a row by column, right? Let me just start over because something like this can come. I think these questions are normally gonna be new. Matrices and vectors, most likely them are gonna be new question. Cxc recently started put them in, right? So what it is, remember, it's row by column. So to get the first one on the left are this, each one of them. So 1 times 3 plus that 3 here times that 2 there plus negative 3 times the 0. And the next one I go overwrite, but me just write it down here so because of space. So forget the one overwrite at this times this. So 1 0 0 3 times 1 and then negative 3 times 5. So 0 times 0 0. 3 ones are 3. 3 5 are 15. And that works out to negative 12. If you find the other one them, we'll use this. But we don't do it because them here and them here are same. So it don't make a difference, right? We don't need to multiply them. The different one we want to find. So that one would have been 12. So A would be our answer. You see it now? Somebody will come across in class I go do. What time now? 7:40, yeah. That's similar, man. Alright, 31. The volume of a cube whose edge is 6 meters long. So basically we know a cube of all sides equal. Alright, so it's a 6. And we know say to find the volume, a length times width times height. All three are the same. 6, 6, 36. Yeah. And then 36 times 6. Those can change up easily. All you have to do, put a different number. Alright? You can just say 7. Not very hard. Alright. If it took a speedboat, I honestly believe that this year is gonna be the first year where a lot of different new questions on it. I just have a gut feeling there. Because I see where Cxc going now, you know. Alright, if it took a speedboat 9 hours to travel a distance of 1,080 kilometers, what is the average speed in kilometers per hour? Physics people then. When it's a distance, and that would be speed times time, right? But what they want? They want the speed. So speed is equal to distance over time. Now the distance is 1,080 over 9. 9 into that 1 time, remainder 1, then you have the 2. So 120, right? A multiple choice now, guys. We don't have to do everything to the end. Once you see a clear path to the answer, you definitely take it. Oh, but guys, you're going to stop at 36, right? What are the time? All right. 2,500 millimeters expressed in meters. So basically, we know that it takes 1,000 millimeter to make 1 meter. So it's going to be 2,500 divided by 1,000. So what 3 zeros, so 1, 2, 3. So that's 2.5. Time me do that. I mean, I wonder what brain now. An aircraft leaves A at 1600 hours and arrives at 1930 hours, traveling at an average speed of 550 kilometers per hour. A and B are in the same time zone. The distance from A to B is, remember we just said it a while ago, right? Distance up at top, so distance would be speed times time. So guess what? I have to work out how much hours. Alright, so 16 and 19, that's a 3.5 hours. That's 3.5, right? 16 to 17, that's a 1 to 18 to 19.5. So 3.5. So 550 times 3.5. Many use space 550 times 35. 500 5525. At this then, you know. Wait, I'm not sure. 5525. 5525 and 27. Put a 0. 300 3515. 3515 and 116. Definitely it. 052. Carry 1. Yeah, definitely. I see that already in my life. I'm sure I see that somewhere about. Alright. Let's move on to 35. And then the last one would be 36. And we stop there for tonight. I'm gonna just try post it on YouTube right away because I don't know, you know, guys. Only for people that can do multiple choice, you know. Alright, let's move on to 35. In a rectangular plot, 15 meter long and 12 meter wide. It's look like Pep question. I'm saying something like it remind me of Pep. So yeah, 15 meter long and 12 meters wide. And as an area in a rectangle, an area of 80 meters square is used for vegetable garden. What is the area of the plot not used? Okay, very nice one. Well, we see that one here already. We did do this. No, we never reached so far the other night. So it's 15 times 12 to get the area for the entire thing. 2, 5, 10. 2 2s 1 and 3. So 30 plus 120. No, 2, 5, 10. 2, 5, 10. 2 1s 203. Oh, 150. As are the 15 they put up at top, so 150. So that's 180. So 180 minus, them say them put 80, occupy 80, so that's 100. Alright. So I could do the final 159. It says the distance around the lake is 8 kilometers. On the map, the distance around the lake is represented by 2 centimeters. So 2 centimeters represent 8 kilometers. Let me read and see if that ends. The distance around the lake is 8. On the map, the distance around the lake is here. So basically 1 centimeter are going to represent 4. So it have to be D. Alright, the scale on the map is D. So guys, we're gonna stop there for tonight. I'm saying. Yeah. Since we start the next page and we only have few minutes. So we're gonna start back at 40 for Sunday, alright?
Okay, sir, please post it.
Yeah, I post it on YouTube. As I finish upload, I just post it same time.
All right, sir. Bye.
And guys,
Bye,
please
sir.
don't take these for granted, guys.
No, no,
The
sir.
least we score at least 56 and over. The least.
Okay, sir.
Alright, yeah. Take care,
All
guys.
right.
Mhm.
Bye.